It's Wednesday, October 22nd.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
A concerning Auditor General's report about the Canada Revenue Agency's call centers and the quality of information that Canadians are receiving.
Ottawa Public Health warns of potential measles exposure after members of an Ottawa family contracted the virus.
And if you want to make the trip to Toronto to catch a World Series game, well, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and a much cooler start to your morning. I'm sure we felt that cooler air out there this morning, and another bit of a gray day for us.
Yeah, definitely, but it's okay because you have said that we are going to see some sunshine as we get closer potentially into the weekend.
That's right.
Which is always really fun. Well, the Ottawa Senators took on the Edmonton Oilers last night at the Canadian Tire Centre, and guess what, Melissa?
What's that?
The Prime Minister, Mark Carney,
Ooh.
was spotted in the stands. He was taking some photos with Sens fans as well. Carney's Oilers, though, got the last laugh, winning in overtime. It was my first game that I've been back since being in the city. And it was so great because I went to game one when they played Toronto in Toronto because I was in Kitchener. But I was telling everybody last night, like, it was so great to be back in the arena with the Sens fans. It was packed too.
I bet.
Connor McDavid brings in a lot of people as well. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the win.
And I saw that Connor McDavid had a little dinner at a bite to eat downtown too, because the restaurant Giovanni's posted that Connor McDavid visited them. So it's nice to see that he's out and about in our communities, you know, supporting our city.
Oh, that's so great too. You know, maybe we should have put something in his drink because he got the first goal.
Yes.
All right, right to our news headlines. And a major watchdog is shining a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency. The Auditor General revealing that not only are wait times climbing at call centers, but most Canadians who do manage to get through are provided with inaccurate information. For individuals asking personal tax questions, the report finds the responses from CRA agents were just accurate 17% of the time. Employees were better at addressing business tax or benefit questions, providing accurate information about 54% of the time. As for wait times, callers should expect to spend on average 31 minutes on hold, nearly double the amount time compared to just 1 year ago. The CRA service standard is to answer calls within about 15 minutes, something the report found happens just 18% of the time. To complete this report, the Auditor General's office placed more than 150 test calls to the CRA between February and May of this year.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
Last month, the Minister of Finance set a 100-day timeline for the CRA to address call center delays. Since then, the agency says there has been improvement with call wait time decreasing. The CRA is piloting a new AI chatbot, which operates much like ChatGPT. It also is using a virtual chatbot that doesn't use generative AI to answer some questions.
A warning from Ottawa Public Health about possible measles exposure after an Ottawa family contracted the virus. 5 residents, all related, have confirmed measles infections. They visited 2 churches in Ottawa and may have exposed others to the virus. Those who were at the St. Clement Parish in St. Anne Church on Sunday, October 12th, are asked to monitor for symptoms, as well as anyone who were at St. George's Parish between Monday, September 28th and October 2nd.
We're now up to 10 cases that we've seen in Ottawa this year, but we've seen very little, if any, spread within Ottawa, which is a good sign that our measles vaccination rates are high and they're protecting the community. So the risk is low, but people should always be cautious in ensuring that their vaccinations are up to date.
Dr. Arneson says he wouldn't call this an outbreak. He also says those 2 doses of the measles vaccines are best defense against the virus.
Canada's inflation rate increased to 2.4% in September, shifting attention to the Bank of Canada and its next interest rate decision that comes a little bit later this month. Statistics Canada says the consumer price index rose due to a mixture of smaller drops in the price of gasoline and a 4% increase in many food prices. Many economists are expecting the central bank to cut its prime rate by a 1/4 point on October 29th.
Visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new event center and Northside stands at TD Place as part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. It's part of the proposed plan to help pay for the $419 million build. A city report recommends raising the tax by 1%, with $2 million going towards the Lansdowne 2.0 project. The city manager calling the increase a new source of funding. Business leaders agree with using the tax to support Lansdowne, but critics of the project say out-of-towners should not be footing the $419 million price tag.
So the funds from the room tax go towards our marketing efforts and building better tourism infrastructure in our city. And Lansdowne Park is an important piece of tourism infrastructure in our city. We have events there like the World Curling Championships, the World Junior Hockey Championships.
If the report is approved, the increase would take effect January 1st.
A new report shows how much you will need to earn to afford a home right here in the capital. According to ratehub.ca, home buyers needed an average income of $134,500 in September, down from just over $135,000 in August. Both the average home price and the mortgage rate decreased last month. The report calculates the average income required to buy a home with a 10% down payment and a 25-year amortization package.
Nepal's armed police force are honoring their canine companions as part of this fall's dog festival.
The annual festival is celebrated on the second day of Tihar, the term used in Nepal for Diwali. They were presented with some beautiful garlands and also got to chow down on a feast.
Also this week, on the third day of Tihar, they'll honor cows. On the fourth day, they'll honor oxen. And on the final day, the bond between sisters and brothers. I love that.
Getting some spotlight for the canine pups.
Oh, look at them, just being showered with love and presents and a nice feast, as we mentioned.
Yes, it'd have to be very well trained too. It's like that many dogs getting together to be the center of attention do that, all like sitting up very properly doing that. Very good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well trained.
Yeah, and a good day to be outside. Yesterday was a bit of an odd day. It looked like it was going to be perfect, then kind of the clouds rolled over again.
Yeah.
But we're definitely starting to feel the fall vibes.
It's definitely going to feel like fall, especially as we head into the weekend. And a little bit of cooler temperatures on the way for us. Currently sitting at 7 degrees, seeing cloudy conditions. Some areas already seeing some wet weather as well. In my drive-in, it was wet in Orleans and then dry downtown. So just to go to show you, we're going to see these spotty showers today. And current conditions kind of ranging from 10 degrees in Kingston, 11 in Trenton, 6 over in Cornwall to start off your morning. So here's a look at the spotty showers that we're currently seeing. Some areas completely dry right now. Other areas a little bit wet to start off your day. Most of the rain happening between 8 a.m. and about 5 p.m. later on this afternoon. So that's when we'll likely see most of these scattered showers into your afternoon. So not a lot of sunshine for us today. It will then kind of taper off a little bit this evening overnight, but still a chance of those spotty showers Thursday and right through into Friday, although Friday we will get to see some sunshine on the way. As we head into our closet this morning, of course, because of the spotty showers, yes, you need your umbrella into your afternoon as well as your rain boots. So if you're just heading out the door, make sure to grab those umbrellas because we will need them, especially later on this morning and into your afternoon. A daytime high today of 12 degrees, so fairly average for this time of the year, and very average conditions throughout the region. Everybody kind of seeing these spotty showers into your day ahead. 10 degrees is your daytime high out in the valley for this afternoon, 12 over in Gatineau as well as in Mont-Tremblant. So over the next couple of days, it's going to be a little bit wet. We could see about 5 millimeters of rain in total. Still some sunny breaks maybe later on this afternoon into your evening hours. We could see a little bit of sunshine early this morning as well, but then for the most part, gray skies and again those spotty showers. Similar day tomorrow, a daytime high of 11. Friday could see a little bit more sunshine with a high of 9, but then a cooler temps as we head into the weekend. The good news is we will see nice dry conditions and the sunshine is out. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. So far, so good on the roads. Dry pavement to start off your morning on the Queensway. We aren't seeing any major issues east to west, but do give yourself extra time because as soon as it rains, it seems that traffic does jam up pretty quickly, and we could start to see the rain in the next few hours. Now here's your TSN must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And for this one, we are taking a trip to Oklahoma City. It is the Thunder and Rockets tipping off a new NBA season. Third quarter here, Andrew Wiggins takes flight, just throws down a monstrous slam. The 6'5" guard putting the 6'10" Clint Capella on a poster. And Wiggins delivering possibly a Dunk of the Year candidate on opening night, no less. That right there, your must-see moment. Flying in style. Meanwhile, Wednesday on TSN, we've got an NBA doubleheader for you. First up, it's the Cavs taking on the Knicks. That is followed up by the Spurs and Mavs. Coverage all begins 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, an Ottawa man had a chance to thank the paramedics and bystanders who saved his life. We are going to bring you this remarkable story coming up a little bit later on in our program. For now, we're taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass sky cam, and still maybe a little bit of drizzle out there. Temperatures definitely feeling like fall. But as Melissa stated just moments ago, we are looking at some sunshine into our weekend. A beautiful Wednesday afternoon ahead. It is 6:10. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Concerning new reports is shining a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency's call centers. A warning from Ottawa Public Health as a possible measles exposure has been happening in the city, and visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new event center and the Northside stands at TD Place, all part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. Full details coming up on all those stories, but we're going to take a peek at the conditions because today still feeling like another fall day out there with a chance for some showers. Temperatures, though, back to double digits, 12 degrees this afternoon. Still maybe needing that umbrella before we can put it away as we head into the weekend forecast. Now, those temperatures aren't getting anywhere near the 20, 30-degree daytime highs that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, but that's all right. We're getting up to Halloween, and we're feeling those fall vibes. And taking a look at our roads at this hour, no accidents to report at this time. As we saw from yesterday, though, with that rainfall, definitely caused some traffic delays as well as some collisions. With it still being a little bit wet out there, just take a little bit of extra time out on your roads throughout the morning. This is an incredible story. An Ottawa man had the chance to thank the people who saved his life. He went into cardiac arrest in the Byward Market over the summer, and bystanders quickly sprung into action. Here's CTV's Tyler Fleming.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Hugs.
It's not the words. It's good to see you.
For a second chance at life, Marek Windonski is alive because of 3 bystanders' quick actions.
Just regular people, beautiful, who wants to help another people.
In late August, on an afternoon stroll in the Byward Market, Windonski's life was about to change.
Just little shopping, yeah? And I feel it up like something is happening in my foot. And I remember last thing, I was like blackout.
And saw that Marek had collapsed.
Nicholas Furman ran over. Windonski was in cardiac arrest.
You could instantly recognize that he was in distress.
Another bystander began chest compressions as Furman called 911. Brandon Pollock answered.
We have a great system, the medical priority dispatch system, and it actually guides us through the entire, from start to finish, of what to do and how to help.
While paramedics were dispatched, an automated external defibrillator from the market building was used by a trained employee Enoch and Thruguache.
It was someone's life on the line, so I had to put my nervousness behind me and just, save the guy.
I feel first shot in my heart, so strong. and I just go up.
Paramedic Patrick Savard-Lemire arrived in minutes when Donsky had regained consciousness. He was transported to hospital.
But when the chain of survival comes into play and there's bystander CPR and early defibrillation is usually when we see this type of outcome. They're rare, very, very rare, so it's great to see.
Across the city, there's about 1,500 registered AEDs. They're critical life-saving tools.
To anybody that can get any type of training, CPR training, it's very valuable.
And because members of the public use the training that they received, they knew exactly what to do.
And to know that he was due to see his daughter the next week, and now he can see her, and they don't have to attend a funeral. It's amazing.
Last week, when Donsky met the team of people who helped save his life, a moment he'll never forget.
That's why I'm here. Thank you for saving my life, saving my life for my kids. I have 3 kids. Yeah, and you know, it's like they're happy that I'm still here.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
What an emotional reunion story. So beautiful.
And that line, too, you know, was able to celebrate with his father as opposed to having a dark day. Like, that really hits home.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for those bystanders and the community coming into action.
Some great Samaritans.
Well, coming up a little bit later on, the stage is set for the World Series to get underway in Toronto. It is game number 1 happening in Canada, and you know what? We want to know who should sing that national anthem at the big game that takes place Friday night. We'll give you our suggestions that you might not like some of them, but we'll also take yours coming up a little bit later on in the program. Taking a peek through our Skycam on George Street, still potentially seeing some rainfall over the next few hours. Fall vibes in full effect. Lots to come up on the show. An exciting couple hours ahead. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
Game 1 of the World Series will take place in Toronto Friday night as the Blue Jays take on the defending champions Los Angeles Dodgers. So we want to know, who do you think should sing the national anthem at Friday night's game? Let us know. You can join the conversation at Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. Let us know your thoughts. Okay, Will, do you have an idea for us?
So one that's not popular, and it was like kind of a half joke because he's performing at the CFL game, was MGK. But I think if we bring it back a little bit, I don't think you'd ever get him, and I think you'd have a much better chance if it was the Leafs game, but Justin Bieber would be awesome just because it's Canada's only MLB team.
Yes.
They've made it to the World Series. I know he's more of a Toronto Leafs fan. I don't really know if he's a Blue Jays fan, but how cool would it be if he came all the way in from LA?
Right.
And supported the local team, which is, you know, he's from Stratford, so it's not too far away. So I think that would be really cool.
Well, we know he could afford tickets
Yes,
with the price that they're
definitely.
going for. I was kind of along the same lines as you. I would love to see a great Canadian artist take the stage because it is Canada's only team. And I feel like this Jays win has really rallied Canada. Like, you have people cheering from everywhere around Canada cheering on for the Jays. So I would love to see, I have 2 picks. Kind of along the same lines of you. It's not Justin Bieber, but either Shania Twain or Drake.
Oh.
You know, Drake's from Toronto. He lives in Toronto a lot of the times. And like, could he maybe go and do it? I know he's more, again, of a Raptors fan than a Blue Jays fan, but maybe he's a Blue Jays fan too. I just don't know. I just know he talks about the Raptors a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting too, because I haven't seen Drake live actually, which is, you know, he's around all the time.
Yeah.
And how's his like singing voice? Like, would you think that
good.
that would be something that he would want, like that he would do?
I think he can make it his own, right? Like some artists do. I did see Shania Twain when she performed at the Grey Cup halftime show here in Ottawa a few years back, and she was phenomenal, and she just had this like super cool entrance. So I would love to see her as my first choice because she also has that voice. She's Canadian. She's iconic. I think she'd be great.
I think that wouldn't be that surprising if Shania Twain was to do that.
I know she is around Canada because not too long ago she was at the Calgary Stampeders game, I think last weekend. Yeah, I'm keeping my tab.
You're so good
She
at this
came
stuff,
in on, I know my gossip. She came in on a horse for the Calgary Stampeders game. I think it was just last weekend.
Right.
So, you know, she's around. Maybe she's available.
So that's what we call an educated guest because you know your stuff behind the scenes, so you might be seeing Shania Twain.
I would love that.
And you said they can afford it, yeah, because our director Steve letting us know that tickets at this point in the nosebleeds, $1,600 for one.
Yikes.
Pricey. Well, we'll be hearing from you a little bit later on in the show. We are asking you, who should sing that national anthem at Game 1 of the World Series that takes place Friday night in Toronto? Send us your comments, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And coming up a little bit later on in the show, if you were thinking of making the trip down to Toronto to catch a World Series game, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny. We'll tell you just how much tickets are continuing to go up into the maybe 100s, the 300s. We'll have all those details coming up. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville, bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News, Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News, Ottawa.
Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend returns May 23rd and 24th, and it's never too early to join Canada's biggest running celebration. From the full and the half marathons to the 10K, the 5K, and the 2K, there's a distance for everyone. Register early to save on fees, jumpstart your training, and get ahead on fundraising in the Desjardins Charity Challenge. Join thousands at the start line and be a part of something amazing. Visit runottawa.ca for more information.
Happy Wednesday to all of you. I'm Melissa Lamb.
I'm Will Yellow. Rosie is on assignment throughout this week, so it'll be just the two of us continuing. She will return next week, but we could have some details maybe sprinkled in of where she is.
Yes, it's a big secret, and it's definitely somewhere fun. I will say that. That's your clue for today.
And that's all we're telling you for now. We're going to get right into our news headlines, though. A major watchdog is shining a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency. The Auditor General revealing that not only are wait times climbing at call centers, but most Canadians who do manage to get through are provided with inaccurate information. For individuals asking personal tax questions, the report finds the responses from CRA agents were accurate just 17% of the time. Employees were better at addressing business tax or benefit questions, providing accurate information about 54% of the time. As for wait times, callers should expect to spend on average 31 minutes on hold, nearly double the amount of time compared to just 1 year ago. The CRA service standard is to answer calls within 15 minutes, something the report found happens just 18% of the time. To complete this report, the Auditor General's office placed more than 150 test calls to the CRA between February and May of this year.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
And last month, the Minister of Finance set a 100-day time limit for the CRA to address call center delays. Since then, the agency does say that there has been improvement, with call wait time decreasing. The CRA is piloting a new AI chatbot, which operates much like ChatGPT. It's also using a virtual chatbot that doesn't use generative AI to answer some questions.
A warning from Ottawa Public Health about possible measles exposure after an Ottawa family contracted the virus. 5 residents, all related, have confirmed measles infections. They visited 2 churches in Ottawa and may have exposed others to the virus. Those who were at the St. Clement Parish and St. Anne Church on Sunday, October 12th, are asked to monitor for symptoms, as well as anyone who is at St. George's Parish between Monday, September 28th and October 2nd.
We're now up to 10 cases that we've seen in Ottawa this year, but we've seen very little, if any, spread within Ottawa, which is a good sign that our measles vaccination rates are high and they're protecting the community. So the risk is low. People should always be cautious in ensuring that their vaccinations are up to date.
Dr. Arneson says he wouldn't call this an outbreak. He also says those 2 doses of the measles vaccine are the best defense against the virus.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will address the country in prime time tonight on Canada's plan to build a stronger economy.
One of our core elements of our strategy is diversifying trade. That's why we're going to Asia. You saw the Indonesian trade deal. We're in talks with ASEAN, which is the group of countries that I'm meeting with in Kuala Lumpur, and then more broadly at APEC, including with China.
Carney confirms there is a possibility for a new sectoral tariff deal with the United States by the end of the month, but is cautioning against being overly optimistic. Carney and his cabinet have been in ongoing discussions with U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration for months. Carney has also signaled that it is highly unlikely any country will come away from talks with the United States with an entirely tariff-free deal. Instead, Canada is hoping to secure deals on specific sectors, including steel and aluminum, copper, autos, and lumber. Carney will speak tonight at 7:30. Canada's inflation rate increased to 2.4% in September, shifting attention to the Bank of Canada and that next interest rate decision that happens a little bit later this month. Statistics Canada says the consumer price index rose to a mixture of smaller drops in the price of gasoline and a 4% increase in food prices. Many economists are expecting the central bank to cut its prime rate by a quarter point on October 29th.
Visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new event centre and Northside stands at TD Place as part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. It's part of the proposed plan to help pay for the $419 million price tag. A city report recommends raising the tax by 1%, with $2 million going toward the Lansdowne 2.0 project. The city manager calling the increase a new source of funding. Business leaders agree with using the tax to support Lansdowne, but critics of the project say out-of-towners should not be footing the $419 million price tag. Here is what the mayor of Ottawa had to say.
So the funds from the room tax go towards our marketing efforts and building better tourism infrastructure in our city. And Lansdowne Park is an important piece of tourism infrastructure in our city. We have events there like the World Curling Championships, the World Junior Hockey Championships.
If the report is approved, the increase would take effect January 1st.
A new report shows just how much you need to earn to afford a home here in Ottawa. According to ratehub.ca, home buyers needed an average income of $134,500 in September, down from just over $135,000 in August. Both the average home price and the mortgage rate decreased last month. The report calculates the average income required to buy a home with a 10% down payment and 25-year amortization.
Well, you know what could help with a home?
I sure do.
$20,000, because your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away $20K, and it is time now for your daily code word.
Yeah, so maybe going towards that down payment, towards the house, maybe going right towards the principal to hammer down that long mortgage. Anything that you want to do. It is that $20,000 to do with as you please. Maybe you can just go on a vacation and forget about the mortgage. Whatever you'd like. Today's code word is grand. Head to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca, or you can scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter code word grand and your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. We will have a brand new code word for you tomorrow, and then Friday, and then that's it.
Yeah.
The contest is over.
Time is winding down, so you got to get in on it right now if you can. Or maybe even some Jays tickets, considering the price tag that they're going for.
Yeah, we don't want to give it away quite yet, but we are going to be talking with Scott Hurst a little bit later on some ticket prices, and we will see if that 20 grand can get you maybe one of the greatest seats at the game or not.
The clue is one of the greatest seats.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Giving away a little bit there. And is that in Canadian or U.S. dollars? We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, man. Well, your forecast today, hopefully this will put maybe a smile on your face. We are expecting some wet weather on the way. Chance of showers this morning. It's wet into the afternoon, then sunny and cool into the weekend. Currently sitting at 6 degrees, so temperatures fluctuating slightly here this morning. And 4 in Cornwall, 7 in Brockville, still double digits in Kingston as well as in Montreal. Spotty showers in some areas this morning. You could see mainly to the south of us and a little bit to the east as well. In our forecast for today, green on your screen, that is all the rain. So chance of scattered showers this morning till about 8 a.m. and then between 8 and 5, that's really when we will see most of these spotty showers in the forecast for us. Into your evening, it will clear up slightly, but still a chance of scattered showers Thursday right through into your Friday. A daytime high of 12 degrees today, so fairly average temps for this time of the year. Slightly cooler in the valley with highs of 10 degrees. 12 is the high in Gatineau. And 5 millimeters of rain in total is what we could see. We will start to see some southwest winds gusting around 20 kilometers an hour as well late this morning. Tomorrow and Friday, we could see some spotty showers and then cooler weekend temps, but lots of sunshine.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And we already have a collision this morning. This is eastbound on the 417 at Moody. It has the middle lane shut down and is causing significant delays. You could see emergency crew on scene this morning, so try and avoid that if you can. We've seen lots of collisions this week on the highways, so just try and give yourself some extra time on your morning commute.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, how much is it going to cost you to catch a World Series game in Toronto in the nosebleeds? Best seats in the house? We'll have those details coming up a little bit later on about the prices of tickets that are currently on resale because it's sold out in seconds. What, we had some friends, 150,000 in the queue.
Oh,
got
yeah.
in the queue, gone. Just like that. So here's a live look through our Skycam on George Street. Still a little bit of rainfall out there, Melissa, just letting you know that the roads are still causing us some problems. So please take your time out there. It is 6:38 on your Wednesday. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Concerning new report is shining a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency's call centers. A warning from Ottawa Public Health about a possible measles exposure. And visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new event center and Northside stands at TD Place, all part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. Full details on that coming up, but we're going to take a look at what your Wednesday forecast has in store.
A little bit wet for us in the forecast today. We're expecting a high of 12 later on this afternoon. Spotty showers off and on, about 5 millimeters in total. Similar day for tomorrow with a high of 11, and those spotty showers continuing right through into your Friday. On your roads this morning, we do have an early morning collision that is causing lots of traffic on your highways. This is the 417 eastbound at Moody. You can see emergency crews are on scene, so it is causing lots of slowdowns this hour. Just try and avoid the area if you can. Other than that, traffic is flowing well on all your other major routes.
Well, it is truly the hottest ticket in town, but unfortunately, many fans are finding out that getting a chance to see the World Series in person is out of reach. There are also some scams out there that fans should be mindful of as well. CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst joins us this morning with more details. Good morning to you, Scott.
Good morning, Will.
So the first round of tickets sold out in under an hour. I think I had friends that were 150,000 in the queue, got in, gone right away. Are you seeing something similar with fans that even tried to get tickets before the resale?
You know what, Will, 150,000 in the queue, actually not a bad position in the queue, considering how many actually got in the queue. I saw numbers well over 230,000 at some point. So, of course, so much excitement for the Blue Jays to make it back to the World Series. There hasn't been a World Series game played in Toronto in more than 3 decades, but that excitement quickly turned to a whole lot of disappointment for fans, and that played out in real time, as you mentioned, for hundreds of thousands of fans looking for tickets yesterday. Now, the official ticket release, it began at 10 a.m. and were all quickly snapped up, selling out in well under an hour, in fact. And at one point, as I mentioned, fans were showing a wait list that exceeded well over 200,000. Of course, the lucky ones were able to snag some tickets in the hundreds of dollars. One fan who CTV News spoke to was able to get tickets in the 500 level, the upper deck, for about $500 a piece, and then also tickets in the 200 level, a pair for about $750 each. So with so much demand, that's when the resale market quickly skyrocketed as well. A quick scan this morning on some of those secondary sites, and there's nothing less than $1,000 to get a seat in the building. The cheapest typically I saw going for about $1,400, $1,500, upwards of $6,000 or $7,000 for a seat for Game 1 or Games 2, of course, being played here at home in Toronto. You know, there's a potential for some standing room tickets to still be released at certain times. However, those do require text message codes, and Will, as you can imagine, those no doubt will go incredibly fast as well.
Yeah, definitely. And the price of tickets, no surprise that the resale values are just going to be so much. I think upwards of $17,000, $20,000 for those top tickets as well. But I think a really important component part about this is you might be a little bit desperate and really excited to get tickets, but you should be cautious about some scams that are out there.
Yeah, of course. Be careful, particularly if you're seeing tickets and you're looking for tickets on the secondary markets, on social media in particular, because of course we're all looking for a good deal. We're all looking for the best price, but really a common phrase, a common red flag might be prices that are too good to be true, prices that might be way lower than what you're seeing. And so that is often a red flag. Of course, this is not uncommon when we see such high demand. We saw this during the wildly popular Taylor Swift shows here in Toronto as well. Those also taking place at Rogers Centre. And in that case, Toronto police actually made arrests in connection to alleged ticket scams that defrauded fans out of tens of thousands of dollars. That incident reportedly connected to a seller on Facebook Marketplace. So really a common red flag, and good thing to watch out for is prices that you might think are too good to be true, because of course, as you mentioned, so many people are really desperate to be in the building, really desperate to be there to witness the first World Series game in Toronto in 32 years.
Yeah, and Scott, I know I promised maybe last week I'd come visit you for Game 7. I think it's very unlikely with the prices that I'll be coming to see you in Game 1, but appreciate your time this morning.
All right, thanks so much, Will.
And of course, it is the talk of the town as Game 1 of the World Series will take place in Toronto this Friday night as the Blue Jays take on the defending champions Los Angeles Dodgers. So this morning we asked you, who do you think should sing the national anthem in Friday's night game? And we got some great comments from you this morning.
Yeah, Dastin says, I say, Alanis Morissette.
Yes, that was another one I actually thought about too.
That's a good one. That would be awesome.
Great. Elaine says, I think Alessia Cara should sing it. Ooh, another one, another great Canadian artist.
Yeah, and a reminder too, I had Jay Biebs on here.
Yeah.
You had Drake potentially.
Shania
Twain, lots of options. Pamela says, I would say Bryan Adams.
Oh, yes.
Hands down. Second would be, hey, Justin Bieber. Now we're talking.
The Biebs. A lot of people going with a good Canadian act, you could see. Kevin says Sarah McLachlan would be the best, wonderful voice and a great Canadian artist.
Lots of good choices here.
Many great options.
Matt says, with the Rush 50-something tour recently announced, I think it would be wonderful if Blue Jays fan Geddy Lee was given the honor. And you know what's so great about that too is with that tour, with the power of that song, that would bring a lot of energy into the start of that Game 1.
Absolutely. Well, we're just going to have to wait and see who will sing the national anthem. But of course, you can still join the conversation. We would love for you to join and let us know who you think will sing the national anthem at the World Series game on Friday night. Send your comments our way at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up next on Your Morning Fix, a Canadian musician says she believes someone is using her voice to make music generated with, of course, AI. But she's having a hard time proving it. We'll tell you about all those details coming up a little bit later on in our show. Taking a peek outside, still seeing a little bit of rainfall out there. Melissa letting us know that out on the highway, still seeing some collisions, so please take your time as some of the roads still might be a little bit slippery. It is Wednesday, 6:48. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend returns May 23rd and 24th, and it's never too early to join Canada's biggest running celebration. From the full and the half marathons to the 10K, the 5K, and the 2K, there's a distance for everyone. Register early to save on fees, jumpstart your training, and get ahead on fundraising in the Desjardins Charity Challenge. Join thousands at the start line and be a part of something amazing. Visit runottawa.ca for more information.
And it is time for your morning fix, and one of America's most famous families is getting the Netflix treatment. A new series called Kennedy will follow the storied Kennedy family. Irish actor Michael Fassbender is set to star as the patriarch Joe Kennedy Sr. The show is set to explore the triumphs and the tragedies of the family.
Interesting. I don't know too many details about this one. That could be one that I'm sure you get hooked in right
away. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I just remember, they've dealt with so much tragedy over the years. I feel like I am intrigued to see how they would portray that. So Anyways, we'll have to wait and see what Netflix does with it. And a young Calgary musician has clinched silver at a prestigious international piano competition. So 20-year-old Kevin Chen, originally from Calgary, was one of 5 Canadians competing. American Eric Liu won the gold medal, which comes with a cash prize of just under $100,000. The nearly 100-year-old event was inspired by the Olympic Games. I know you play your piano, so you give me the details on this.
Yeah, it makes me feel a little bit bad about myself when I'm playing, but like some of the kids that can play are just like, I'm always mesmerized, and obviously playing piano throughout my life and that being almost my career for some of you that don't know. It's just amazing to see the talent that some of these people have. It's a beautiful art.
Absolutely. Stunning indeed. And a Winnipeg musician says she was surprised after hearing her music on someone else's track.
Singing a song I never wrote and I never sang, and it absolutely terrified me.
So Jody Lang is the singer behind a group called Hexamoon, but she says an artist calling itself Nymphox uploaded a song that sounded a lot like one of Lang's own pieces. Nymphox responded to an email from CTV News denying that they used her voice, but Lang is looking to take legal steps. A professor at the University of Manitoba says it's becoming more and more difficult to prove when someone else's likeness or voice has been stolen and manipulated by artificial intelligence, and it's something the legal system is going to have to figure out as AI becomes more prominent.
And like we knew that this was going to be a problem, and I think like in so many sectors it was, but specifically when it comes to music and the artists and the voices and stuff like that, I feel like it's going to be a really difficult time because AI is well above law and regulations that have been put in place.
That's right.
My goodness. Well, here's a look at what's coming up a little bit later on in the show in the next hour. We are going to get a preview of Rideau Hall happening at the Governor General's residence next Friday. Carolyn in the Capital tells us about what's happening in town coming up over the next few weeks. And we are paging Dr. Paul to talk about the impact of vaping on young people as well as their health. A jam-packed hour coming up. We're going to take a peek through our Centennial Glass sky cam, and it looks rather calm out there, but still a chance. You might need that umbrella over the next day or so, but Melissa letting us know temperatures might drop into the weekend, but that beautiful sunshine will be making a return. Cruising up to 7 a.m. on your Wednesday.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
It's Wednesday, October 22nd.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
A concerning Auditor General's report about the Canada Revenue Agency's call centers and the quality of information that Canadians are receiving.
Ottawa Public Health is warning about the possible measles exposure after members of an Ottawa family contracted the virus.
And we are paging Dr. Paul to talk about the impact of vaping on young people's health. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. I'm Melissa Lamb.
And I'm Willie Yellow. It'll be just the two of us throughout the rest of the week as Rosie is on assignment.
That's right. A very special assignment that we are very excited to share with all of you, but you're going to have to wait a little longer before you find out what it is.
Yeah, we're still not sure when we want to share that with you, so we're still tinkering with that idea. Let's get right to our news headlines. A major watchdog is shining a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency. The Auditor General revealing that not only are the wait times climbing at call centers, but most Canadians Canadians who do manage to get through are provided with inaccurate information. For individuals asking personal tax questions, the report finds the responses from CRA agents were just accurate 17% of the time. Employees were better at addressing business tax or benefit questions, providing accurate information about 54% of the time. And then as for wait times, callers should expect to spend, on average, 31 minutes on hold, nearly double the amount of time compared to just 1 year ago. The CRA service standard is to answer calls within 15 minutes, something the report found happens just 18% of the time. And to complete the report, the Auditor General's office placed more than 150 test calls to the CRA between February and May of this year.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
Last month, the Minister of Finance set a 100-day timeline for the CRA to address call center delays. Since then, the agency does say there has been improvement, with call wait times decreasing. The CRA is piloting a new AI chatbot, which operates much like ChatGPT. It's also using a virtual chatbot that doesn't use generative AI to answer at least some questions.
A warning from Ottawa Public Health about possible measles exposure after an Ottawa family contracted the virus. 5 residents, all related, have confirmed measles infections. They visited 2 churches in Ottawa and may have exposed others to the virus. Those who were at the St. Clement Parish and St. Anne Church on Sunday, October 12th, are asked to monitor for symptoms, as well as anyone who was at St. George's Parish between Monday, September 28th and October 2nd.
We're now up to 10 cases that we've seen in Ottawa this year. But we've seen very little, if any, spread within Ottawa, which is a good sign that our measles vaccination rates are high and they're protecting the community. So the risk is low, but people should always be cautious in ensuring that their vaccinations are up to date.
Dr. Arneson says he wouldn't call this an outbreak. He also says those 2 doses of the measles vaccines are the best defense against the virus.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will address the country in prime time tonight on Canada's plan to build a stronger economy.
You know, one of our core elements of our strategy is diversifying trade. That's why we're going to Asia. You saw the Indonesian trade deal. We're in talks with ASEAN, which is a group of countries that I'm meeting with in Kuala Lumpur, and then more broadly at APEC, including with China.
Carney confirms there is a possibility for a new sectoral tariff deal with the United States by the end of the month, but is cautioning against being overly optimistic. Carney and his cabinet have been in ongoing discussions with U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration for months. Carney has also signaled that it is highly unlikely any country will come away from talks with the United States with an entirely tariff-free deal. Instead, Canada is hoping to secure deals on specific sectors, including steel, aluminum, copper, autos, and lumber. Carney will speak at 7:30 tonight. Canada's inflation rate increased to 2.4% in September, shifting attention to the Bank of Canada and its next interest rate decision a little bit later this month. Statistics Canada says the consumer price index rose due to a mixture of smaller drops in the price of gasoline and a 4% increase in food prices. Many economists are expecting the central bank to cut its prime rate by a quarter point on October 29th.
Visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new event center and Northside stands at TD Place as part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. It's part of the proposed plan to help pay for the $419 million price tag. A city report recommends raising the tax by 1%, with $2 million going towards the Lansdowne 2.0 project. The city manager calling the increase a new source of funding. Business leaders agreeing with using the tax to support Lansdowne, but critics of the project say out-of-towners should not be footing the $419 million price tag. Here is what the Mayor of Ottawa had to say.
So the funds from the room tax go towards our marketing efforts and building better tourism infrastructure in our city. And Lansdowne Park is an important piece of tourism infrastructure in our city. We have events there like the World Curling Championships, the World Junior Hockey Championships.
If the report is approved, the increase would take effect January 1st.
A new report shows how much you will need to earn to afford a home here in Ottawa. According to ratehub.ca, home buyers needed an average income of $134,500 in September, down from just over $135,000 in August. Both the average home price and the mortgage rate decreased last month. The report calculates the average income required to buy a home with a 10% down payment and 25-year amortization. Well, the suburb of Portland hosted its annual giant pumpkin regatta.
It's kind of an addiction at this point. It's fun. Well, the fun part is growing the pumpkin, of course, but getting to culminate the season by putting it in the lake and paddling with our friends, that's a lot of fun.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, the event really lives up to its name. Thousands of people came out to cheer the costume participants as they raced around a small lake inside a gigantic hollowed out pumpkin.
Oh, this is so fun.
Oh my goodness.
Costumes this year included, of course, you can't have a costume party without Buddy the Elf.
There he is.
Celebrity chef Guy Fieri, a UPS delivery driver, Elvis, and then a classic just hot dog.
Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. Looks like Buddy the Elf took the prize.
No surprise there, right? All that maple candy and maple syrup and sugar and just kind of continuing on. We don't do anything like that around here. I've never seen a pumpkin race.
You know, and when you think of this, I actually, for whatever reason, thought if you jumped in a pumpkin, it would sink. Like, I didn't think it would float and, like, be able to withstand, to hold you above the water, but apparently it does.
That's a good question. I wonder if they have to alter it at all or if the pumpkin floats. That's a good question that we could ask.
Just in my brain, I'm like, if I jumped on a pumpkin, it would sink.
I would think so, too, yeah.
You know, I guess not. They obviously know what they're doing.
We need the answers to these questions.
We do, exactly. We do have your weather picture of the day. This is sent to us from Steve. It's a picture of the Ottawa River with Lustville, Quebec in the distance.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating. Just box me up.
And don't forget, we want to hear from you. Send us a weather picture. You can see it right here on the show. Just send us an email to weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that's weathershots@ctv.ca. And Will, I'm going to pass you along the forecast because I have to go get ready for an interview.
You hop over there. I got you, buddy, for at least this time. And hopefully I can bring you some good conditions for you. As you take a look at the next few days, so temperatures feeling more like fall. The overnight lows will be decreasing over the next 72 hours with a chance for some showers lingering over the next 3 days. But as we get actually into the weekend, it looks like that sunshine will be making a return, but we will take a hit with those daytime high values coming up a little bit later on. We will have those details. Taking a peek at today, though, 12 degrees, our daytime high. Normally it's around 11, so we're right on schedule for what we typically see. Record high back in 1979, just over 26 degrees. That sunset, though, 6:04, getting earlier and earlier. Taking a look at some temperatures happening right now. 10 in Kingston, double digits into Trenton, only 8 degrees in Brockville, 6 here in the capital. Chance for some showers will continue on, especially this morning. As we get to the afternoon, that chance starts to decrease a little bit, but still seeing maybe 5 to 10 millimeters over the next few hours or so. So if you haven't left, do not leave without your umbrella. Here's a look at the forecast radar over the next few hours, could be into Thursday morning. So we still have that chance for some showers, and we haven't seen a lot of rainfall, especially throughout August. As we got into late September and October, that's when we started to see some precipitation in the forecast. Definitely feeling the fall vibes and the moodiness with Mother Nature over the last week or so, especially with the drop in temperatures. As we get into going Thursday into Friday morning, we start to see that chance diminish here in the capital. Still a little bit of rainfall, though, pushing into the GTA. So any traveling plans for our Jays fans, if you got your hands on those $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 tickets, we still could see a little bit of rainfall on your commute towards Toronto for Game 1 of the World Series. Take a look at your regional forecast, though, climbing up to that 12 degrees here in the capital, 12 in Kemptville as well. We are twinning in Kingston and Trenton with that 12-degree daytime high expected. In Petawawa, 10 degrees, 12 in Gatineau, and 12 in Tremblant. Now everyone needs to know your school forecast. What can we expect? Currently, 7 degrees on your commute towards that school. Showers in the forecast, so the kiddos need their rain boots and the full rain gear. Over the next several days, though, what you will see is as we get into the weekend forecast, temperatures will dip slightly, especially with the overnight lows as we get close towards that freezing mark. So Saturday morning, we are seeing some sunshine. It'll take some time to warm up to that 8 degrees. And then we're cranking up the heat ever so slightly as we get into early next week. But another focus on the next few days, a chance for some showers before that beautiful sunshine can make a return.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating 80 years in family business.
And out on your roads this hour, we do have a collision eastbound on the 417 at Moody. That does have the right lane shut down and is causing some major delays in the area. There is also some lane reductions heading north on the 416 at Prince of Wales that is causing some delays. Eastbound on the 417, seeing some buildup beginning around Woodruff until about Bronson, and heading west on the 174, seeing delays starting at 10th line until Montreal Road. So lots of traffic into this morning, so just make sure you are leaving yourself a little bit of extra time. Now let's check out Tayson's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And for this one, we are taking a trip to Oklahoma City. It is the Thunder and Rockets tipping off a new NBA season. Third quarter here, Andrew Wiggins takes flight, just throws down a monstrous slam. The 6'5" guard putting the 6'10" Clint Capella on a poster, and Wiggins delivering possibly a Dunk of the Year candidate on opening night, no less. That right there, your must-see moment. Flying in style. Meanwhile, Wednesday on TSN, we've got an NBA doubleheader for you. First up, it's the Cavs taking on the Knicks. That is followed up by the Spurs and Mavs. Coverage all begins 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
We are spotlighting all the fabulous women in business right here in our city. And our next guest is the CEO of TAG HR. Please welcome Priya Balu to the show. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on.
We're very excited to have you here. Now, before we get to your company, you kind of have a very good big connection to the building right here.
I do. I was mentioning to Derek earlier, my family owned a restaurant for many years, and from 1984 to 1999, our family had a restaurant just upstairs.
Amazing.
I haven't been back in the building since, but it's so great to walk through the halls that I used to play in as a child.
Wild, right?
Yes.
What a full circle moment for you this morning. Okay, now let's talk about your business, TAG HR. Can you give us the details on your company?
Yes, so I run TAG HR. We're a staffing firm. For many years, we've been a supplier to the federal government for contracting services. A few years ago, we started a private practice, so we also service the private sector now in the areas of accounting, legal, construction, real estate. So it's a thriving business. As you know, talent is a shortage. It's a concern for everybody. So we've seen what I'm going to call some very vibrant years the last couple years, lots of sort of ups and downs, but there's never a sort of dull moment when you're dealing with people as your actual business.
What's it like being a female CEO of a company?
Well, I want to say it's the same as being a male running a company, but there's probably a whole different set of rules that you need to think about. A lot of them are put onto us by ourselves. So women often will have a higher standard of how they want to show up and what they want to do. So it is a little bit different in that way. I do feel that women leaders do come from the angle of being a lot more empathetic. They're much more concerned about the well-being of their staff and everybody that's sort of working for them. I do find too there's a huge tone about community involvement. So many of the women business owners that I know, they're not only running active businesses, they're running active households as well with active families, but they're also making that time to help out in the actual community. So they're multifaceted for sure.
And it's something that we kind of are growing with. You're multitasking at such a young age.
That's it.
As a female. Okay.
That's it.
Advice for other female entrepreneurs or other females in business.
So my biggest piece of sort of advice is get the best coach and get the best advice you can possibly get. Running a business can be extremely isolating. So the more you can get out of your sort of head and talk to other people, the better for you, and you can have that coaching circle. I think you don't need to wait until you're ready to go for something. I think you should just go for it right away. The circumstances will never be absolutely perfect to start a sort of business. And I think the biggest thing is when you're running your own business, if you can get involved in the actual community, if you can join associations. I was part of the Ottawa Board of Trade for many years. Gets you out of your own headspace and really gets you almost like this outside outside coaching peer group as well, where you can be bouncing ideas and you sort of get a better understanding of the challenges that you're kind of dealing with.
Right.
And you realize everybody's dealing with the same challenges. Nobody has it all perfectly set.
And for people who are looking with staffing help or HR help, how can they get a hold of you?
Best way to reach out to us, LinkedIn, through our company website, taghr.com. They can come in, they can reach out to me directly, whatever works best, but we would be more than happy to talk to anybody looking to hire up, looking to fill some complicated roles, or even somebody who might be looking for an actual change.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Priya, for joining us today, and welcome back to the building that you spent many years at.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. We have lots more to come here on Your Morning Ottawa, and coming up next, Trick or Treat. You can take a spooky walk at Rideau Hall. We'll have the details coming up in just a few minutes, and of course, our guests are standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. I don't know, Priya, looking a little spooky this morning to start off your Wednesday morning. We'll have all those details coming up next.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. A concerning new report is shining a spotlight on Canada Revenue Agency's call centers with massive delays and misinformation. A warning from Ottawa Public Health about a possible measles exposure, and visitors to Ottawa could soon be helping to pay for the new event center and Northside stands at TD Place, all part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. A little bit of rainfall out there this morning, though, Melissa.
That's right. We're seeing some spotty showers to start off your morning, and into the forecast into the day ahead. We will see some spotty showers off and on throughout your day ahead. 12 degrees is the daytime high into the afternoon. So bring your umbrellas if you are heading out the door this morning. We could see up to 5 millimeters of rain. Most of the rain happening between about 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. this afternoon. The collision eastbound on the 417 at Moody has been cleared, but it is still causing delays in that area. So make sure you give yourself extra time on the drive in. And we do have some lane reductions heading north on the 416 at Prince of Wales. It is causing delays eastbound of the 417, some volume building around Woodruff until Bronson. Heading west on the 174, also seeing delays starting at 10th line in through Montreal Road.
Well, Rideau Hall is brewing up something delightfully spooky. On October 31st, they are bringing back their annual Halloween trick-or-treating tradition. Joining us today is Callie Diebold. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I love everything Halloween.
Wonderful. Happy to hear.
I love the entire costume, but before we get to that, I want to talk about this year's theme because it's so exciting. And if you're into the festivities this time of year, it's a perfect theme for it.
Absolutely. So our theme this year is Terrifying Tea Party. So everything is going to be tea related. Think ghosts having tea, a little bit maybe dark Alice in Wonderland. We're going to have the grounds decked out.
Oh, I love that. And is that part of the costume that you have? I feel so underdressed because I love doing that.
No, you look great. You look great. Yeah, so actually I'm Lady Aberdeen. So I'm one of the Vice Regal Consorts for the Earl of Aberdeen. He was Governor General in 1893 to 1898.
I think that's so fun. And how do you come up with the themes? Because there's so many different themes that you can probably choose each and every year. But this one fits so perfectly. What inspired the theme for this year?
Yeah, so actually I'll say this year we had a little contest in my team. We came up with a bunch of different ideas. We voted amongst ourselves. We always look for something that's also related to Rideau Hall and that fits the Halloween season perfectly.
And what can people expect if they do attend this year? Because it is really cool with that theme. How should they be prepared? What should they dress up as what's going on in the event itself?
So everyone's welcome to dress up, not required, but we are going to be giving out candy to trick-or-treaters. That's our main thing, as well as some delightful activities for families. So we're going to be having some exploding tea, if you're brave enough to try. As well, if you want to know your future for the upcoming year, we're going to be doing some tea leaf readings.
Oh my goodness, look at this, and look at the years past too. We've got obviously our skeleton with some of the candy that you can enjoy. As families come there, is this something that everyone can enjoy? Is it for just like young kids, teenagers? What's kind of the vibe of people that will attend?
Yeah, absolutely. So we typically have families that come, but anyone of any age is welcome to come and join.
And why do you love Halloween so much? Because I feel like for me, It's partially because it's around my birthday, but I just feel like it's such a fun time. The kids get to dress up, adults get to dress up. You get to be a part of something that's so special, and obviously you have a passion for it. That's why you have this. So talk to me a little bit about that passion for putting on this event.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's great for families. It's great for getting everyone together. It's in a moment where everyone can just feel a little silly, have a little bit of fun, and we can connect with ourselves and connect with our community, which is really what this event is about, is bringing the community together to Rideau Hall.
It's so great, and obviously you know what you're doing with the costumes and the themes.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that people should be aware of, like maybe some good costume ideas that they should have maybe when they dress up for this event or throughout the Halloween evening?
Of course. Well, I mean, I'm impartial to the late 1800s, obviously. I think it's a great time. But anything that you want to dress up as, we're happy to have you.
I love that so much. For people looking to take part at Rideau Hall, give me some dates and times just to make sure, because they don't want to miss it or be a part of the wonderful theme this year.
Of course. We definitely want to have you there on Friday, October 31st. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. You can enter via the Thomas Gate, which is on Thomas Street, and then all the events are taking place outside by the Visitor Center.
And before we let you go, you have to choose one of the candies in that bowl. Which one are you going for?
I'm going to go for a coffee crisp.
Oh, and I outed the coffee crisp a little bit earlier. Look, our camera operator on the floor giving me not the finger, a finger, because I pointed out the coffee crisp a little bit earlier.
Is that your favorite? We have plenty. Please feel free.
I myself am going to go with Smarties Call. That's just the one for today. Cheers. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Well, coming up a little bit later on in our show, we're going to have much more coming on CTV, Your Morning Ottawa. Caroline Phillips is back with another edition of Caroline in the Capital. She shares her latest rundown on all the must-know events happening in our city. Stay with us. That's coming up just ahead on Your Morning Ottawa as we take a peek at our Skycam on George Street. And, ooh, it's still spooky out there. Temperatures feeling in the low teens, a little bit of rainfall. Perfect for this time of year. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville, bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend returns May 23rd and 24th, and it's never too early to join Canada's biggest running celebration. From the full and the half marathons to the 10K, the 5K, and the 2K, there's a distance for everyone. Register early to save on fees, jumpstart your training, and get ahead on fundraising in the Desjardins Charity Challenge. Join thousands at the start line and be a part of something amazing. Visit runottawa.ca for more information.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and Rosie is away on assignment this week, so she'll be back next week, and we can't wait to tell you what she's been up to this week.
Yeah, but I think
pretty exciting stuff.
I think you'll be quite pleased to hear what her little activities have been up to.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll get right to our news headlines just to make sure that we don't give anything away. A major watchdog is shining a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency. The Auditor General revealing that not only are wait times climbing at call centers, but most Canadians who do manage to get through are provided with inaccurate information. For individuals asking personal tax questions, the report finds the responses from CRA agents were accurate just 17% of the time. Employees were better at addressing business, tax, or benefit questions, though, providing accurate information about 54% of the time. As for wait times, callers should expect to spend, on average, 31 minutes on hold, nearly double the amount of time compared to just 1 year ago. The CRA service standard is to answer calls within 15 minutes, something the report found happens just 18% of the time. To complete this report, the Auditor General's office placed more than 150 test calls to the CRA between February and May of this year.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
Last month, the Minister of Finance set a 100-day timeline for the CRA to address call center delays. Since then, the agency says there has been improvement, with call wait times decreasing. The CRA is piloting a new AI chatbot, which operates much like ChatGPT. It's also using a virtual chatbot that doesn't use generative AI to answer at least some questions.
A warning from Ottawa Public Health about possible measles exposure after an Ottawa family contracted the virus. 5 residents, all related, have confirmed measles infections. They visited 2 churches in Ottawa and may have exposed others to the virus. Those who were at the St. Clement Church Parish and St. Anne Church on Sunday, October 12th, are asked to monitor for symptoms, as well as anyone who was at St. George's Parish between Monday, September 28th and October 2nd.
We're now up to 10 cases that we've seen in Ottawa this year. But we've seen very little, if any, spread within Ottawa, which is a good sign that our measles vaccination rates are high and they're protecting the community. So the risk is low. People should always be cautious in ensuring that their vaccinations are up to date.
Dr. Arnerson says he wouldn't call this an outbreak. He also says those 2 doses of the measles vaccine are the best defense against the virus.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will address the country in prime time tonight on Canada's plan to build a stronger economy.
One of our core elements of our strategy is diversifying trade. That's why we're going to Asia. You saw the Indonesian trade deal. We're in talks with ASEAN, which is a group of countries that I'm meeting with in Kuala Lumpur, and then more broadly at APEC, including with China.
Carney confirms there is a possibility for a new sectoral tariff deal with the United States by the end of this month, but is cautioning against being overly optimistic. Carney and his cabinet have been in ongoing discussions with U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration for months. Carney has also signaled that it is highly unlikely any country will come away from talks with the United States with an entirely tariff-free deal. Instead, Canada is hoping to secure deals on specific sectors, including steel, aluminum, copper, autos, and lumber. Carney will speak at 7:30 this evening.
Visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new City Event Centre Northside stands at TD Place as part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. It's part of the proposed plan to help pay for the $419 million build. A city report recommends raising the tax by 1%, with $2 million going towards the Lansdowne 2.0 project. The city manager calling the increase a new source of funding. Business leaders agree with using the tax to support Lansdowne, but critics of the project say out-of-towners should not be footing the $419 million price tag. Here's what the Mayor of Ottawa had to say.
So the funds from the room tax go towards our marketing efforts and building better tourism infrastructure in our city. And Lansdowne Park is an important piece of tourism infrastructure in our city. We have events there like the World Curling Championships, the World Junior Hockey Championships.
If the report is approved, the increase would take effect January 1st. And just in time for Halloween, this jack-o'-lantern, or Jackie for short, she's a rare calico lobster.
It was caught off the coast of Massachusetts, and her unique look booked a ticket directly to Northeastern University's Marine Science Center.
Her coloring makes her 1 in 30 million lobster. So she's 1 in a 30 million lobster. And it's the result of mixing a chemical compound found in crustaceans.
That is so cool. 1 in 30 million.
Right? You are rare. You are unique.
You are beautiful.
You go, Jackie Lobster.
I love that. Right. Perfect time for this year. The lobster getting into the Halloween spirit, whether by choice or not.
Absolutely. I mean, the coloring was stunning.
It was very beautiful.
The dark and the orange and beautiful.
Super cool.
Yeah, not so beautiful our skies for today. It's going to be a bit more of a gray day for us, but hey, we need the rain because we will welcome the rain. It's been so long since we've seen a couple of rainy days in the forecast for us. So we will see those chance of showers this morning, wet into the afternoon, then sunny and cool into the weekend. Currently, right now, we are sitting at 6 degrees. It's still 9 in Montreal, 4 right now along the Seaway, double digits for Kingston as well as in Trenton. So we're seeing those spotty showers throughout the region, especially areas Belleville, Kingston, Brockville, Smiths Falls. You're seeing some spotty showers early this morning. We're expecting most of the rain to start around 8 a.m. and continue right through until 5. So that's when we will see rain at its heaviest, about 5 millimeters in total. So not a lot of rain in total throughout the day ahead, just enough to kind of make it a little bit wet and a little bit gray. Into your overnight, we will see some spotty showers. That will continue as well as into Thursday, Friday. Still some breaks from the rain, so not a complete wash over the next few days. We will still see some sunshine on the way, but overall, we will still see some spotty showers as well. Temps today fairly average. 12 degrees is your high this afternoon. 13 along the Seaway, 10 out in the valley for today. In Pembroke, Petawawa, 12 as well as the daytime high in Gatineau. So for kids heading out to recess today, a little bit of a gray day. Yes, the chance of those showers this morning into your afternoon. So you could see some recess weather, but it might be a little bit wet. So make sure you have your wellies and of course your rain jacket. 11 is the daytime high for tomorrow. Overnight lows will start to be cooler Thursday overnight and in through your weekend forecast. The sun is out Saturday, Sunday, but temperatures a little bit below normal. The collision eastbound on the 417 at Moody has been clear, but it is still causing major delays in that area. We also have some lane reductions heading north on the 416 at Prince of Wales. That is also causing delays this morning. Eastbound the 417 seeing some buildup starting around Woodruff right through until Bronson and heading west on the 174. Delays at 10th line in through Montreal Road.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we are telling you about all those great events that you can check out right here in the capital with Caroline in the capital. Much more coming by, and she is standing by in the CTV Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Watch. Hello, Carolyn, the double wave. There's Merce with the third wave, and Merce brought in donuts today. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass sky cam. Feeling moody out there. It is 7:37. Not a lot of sunshine currently. Still maybe a little bit of rainfall, but sunshine into our weekend expected. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Caroline Phillips from Caroline in the Capital is here with a rundown of all the must-know events coming up in the next few weeks. However, before we get to that, you were at the French Embassy the other night. Please tell us the details on that.
Sure. All I can say is ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Quite a night. So it's a magnificent building, maybe one of the nicest buildings in Ottawa. Yeah. Ambassador Michel Miraillet opened up his house to the community, to supporters of Ottawa Salus. It's a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
It provides supportive housing to individuals with chronic and serious mental illness. So we had, here you can see some images of the inside of the building, how beautiful it is. We had Catherine Clark from the Honest Talk. She was the MC. We had the Prime Minister's wife, Diana Fox Carney, as a special guest speaker. And, you know, it was such an inspiring evening. I listened to a mother, and as a mother myself, talk about how Salus has provided a safe place for her daughter who has mental illness, and how she can go to sleep at night knowing that her daughter is safe, right? So just hearing those stories are amazing. There was an award ceremony. McDonald Brothers Construction was honored, so was Eli Tannis. There was a live auction. There was $229,000 raised. So beautiful evening for a great cause.
Amazing. Okay, let's talk about some of the events coming up. The first one we're going to highlight is the Ottawa Celebrity Sports Dinner.
So that's tonight. I hate to break it to you, but it's sold out, but it's still worth talking about. It's at Infinity Convention Center. It's in support of the Soloway JCC. Every year they bring a different celebrity athlete. Tonight it's going to be Brian Dawkins, the NFL Hall of Famer from Philadelphia Eagles. Last year it was basketball star Steve Nash. Year before, tennis legend John McEnroe. Really, really fun event, really well done. Local business leader Stuart Ages is very involved in bringing this event together, and it's been running actually for 27 years, if you can believe it. Yeah, so it's fun.
Okay, Cool Cat Cabaret.
Okay, yeah, so this is kind of a newer one. It's back for its second year. It's at, it's at Zibby House. Yeah, I'll just keep talking. It's at Zibby House, and a beautiful waterfront venue. It's for Interval House of Ottawa. It's a nonprofit that helps women, their children, even their pets who are fleeing domestic abuse situations. So last year, for the first year, it raised $100,000, which is actually remarkable for a first-year event. It's a fun evening. There's music, there's dancing, and just a really great cause.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, last but not least.
Okay.
And pardon me, I've been battling this cough for a couple weeks. It is the season.
No problem. So this is Black Tie Bingo. Yeah, again, at the Infinity Convention Center. It's for Briere Health, a major healthcare organization. It provides complex continuing care, palliative care, rehab, support for aging adults, great cause. And it's just what it sounds like. You get dressed up, you play bingo, so fun, fabulous prizes. It's going to be a great night.
And for a good cause, too.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Caroline, for joining us today. And going with it with my cough attack in the middle of our segment. How can people follow you along for all these fun events?
Oh, so I feel like I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And then, you know, I just want to say I have a website, and on it I have a public calendar. So there's actually even more events going on.
Yeah.
I just couldn't talk about them all this morning. So if you want to see what else is happening in the city, please check out my website, Caroline in the Capital, and you can find out what's going on.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And we have lots more coming up here on Your Morning Ottawa. Coming up, we are paging Dr. Paul to talk about the consequences of vaping among youth. We'll be right back with that conversation. Well, today we are talking about vaping and the consequences it could have on our youth. So, of course, we are paging Dr. Paul to have this conversation. Good morning to you, Dr. Paul.
Good morning, Melissa.
Okay, let's first talk about what vaping is and if it's actually safe.
Well, first of all, it is basically an e-cigarette. And what it is like a little cartridge that contains liquid, a few chemicals, nicotine, and there's a little battery. And the battery heats up, steams it up, vaporizes it, hence vape, and you inhale it. And you inhale a lot. So let's say there's like, 50 milligrams of nicotine.
Right.
Your body will absorb half of that.
Wow.
Much more than a cigarette, actually.
Okay.
And so, is it safe? Initially, we thought it was safer than cigarettes because you don't have all the combustible chemicals that cigarettes, bring off. But now there's more evidence that it can cause harms as well, particularly among young people. And the chemicals that are in there are actually shown to be toxic to the lungs now.
Okay.
So we have to rethink about it.
Okay, so let's talk about vaping. Is it a smoking cessation tool?
Yeah, well, it started initially as, so when we want people to stop smoking, we give them what's called nicotine replacement therapy. So it's the patch, it's nicotine gums, and so on. And so when you're trying to, wean off nicotine, which is highly addictive, it's among the most highly addictive products that's on the market, really. When you want to wean off, so what we do is give you a gum or nicotine and kind of wean you off cigarettes.
Okay.
Initially, we thought that vaping would do that as well. But there's a problem that now a lot of kids are actually vaping and never smoked before.
Right.
So they're not using it as a smoking cessation tool. And so the guidelines now say that it may be a smoking cessation tool, but only for people who have smoked.
Right.
And the others have failed, like, nicotine replacement therapy. So that's really, it was controversial, but now it's clear.
Okay. So let's talk about what's behind the increase among our teens.
Well, I was just at a conference on Monday where I spoke to about 100 school principals from all over Ontario, and they were all freaking out, literally worried about the high rates of teens vaping, even grade 7, 8. Average 25 to 30% of teens vape.
Wow.
Only 4% smoke. So most of them have never smoked. So what it is, it's really the marketing that's out there. They're really hiding, it's really nice. It looks like a USB.
Right.
They kind of make it, complement like an apple, the same colors.
Are they trying to make it seem like it's cool?
Make it sound like it's cool. Influencers are online, social media, all that. And so it's a lot of peer pressure, and people think it's cool. And so what it is, it basically hooks them onto smoking. So kids who vape have like a 700% chance increased rate of actually smoking later on in life.
Wow.
And the nicotine can cause developmental brain damage as well in the growing brain. So it really is an issue.
So let's talk about what are the potential harms.
Yeah. So number one, the vaping itself, the smoke, the steam can actually damage the lungs, and we're seeing more of that. It's only been a couple of years that we've been studying it, but more and more people have been showing that it can cause lung damage as well, just like cigarettes do.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The other thing is that in a growing brain, in a developing brain, in adolescent brains, the nicotine actually changes some of the nerves and really misforms the brain. And some studies have shown that misforming of the brain may lead to more tendency to have other addictions later on in life.
Okay.
So so just like cannabis does, cannabis affects the brain development, particularly because the brain grows until you're 25 years of age. So anything that you put in there that shouldn't be there can affect its development in long term.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and breaking it all down.
Thank you.
Will, over to you.
Well, Game 1 of the World Series is taking place in Toronto on Friday night as the Blue Jays take on the defending champion, the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, this morning we asked, who do you think should sing the national anthem at Friday night's game? Here's what you had to say. We got a few more comments to read to you this morning. Glenn says, oh, we got another one. Sarah McLaughlin, oh, another one. Or Brian Adams, both phenomenal choices. Melissa and I were saying maybe Shania Twain or Justin Bieber. We'll see if anyone else agrees with us. Joanne saying, I'd love to see The Weeknd or Michael Bublé. Awesome performers, definitely another good choices. I feel like one of these has to perform on Friday. Sheila says, Julie Black did an awesome job previously with inclusive language. I'd also like to see Indigenous artist Jeremy Dutcher. Another good couple of choices here. Linda says, I think it should be Geddy Lee. He is a huge Blue Jays fan. We got a 2 arms up from our photographer, Mr. Michael Merce. Ann says, I think that Michael Bublé or Anne Murray or Sarah McLaughlin would do a wonderful job at singing the national anthem at the World Series in Toronto. What about Geddy Lee? This is a hot topic right now. He has been at the games. So many great Canadian artists. Couldn't agree more with you. Let's keep this conversation going just in case we haven't covered it. But I think Michael Bublé's got a few guesses. Justin Bieber. Sarah McLaughlin might take the most. I think we got 6 so far. Sarah McLaughlin's on the day today. We are asking you, who should sing the national anthem at Game 1 of the World Series in Toronto this Friday? Let us know your thoughts. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. And your morning potentially just got a whole lot richer. Maybe you could actually afford a game or 2 or half a game of the Blue Jay seats. We are giving away $20,000 and it's time for today's code word. Imagine something else you could do. Maybe you've seen enough sports about this time, or you want to get some tickets for the family, a dream vacation. Maybe you want to head somewhere next year. Possibilities endless. Today's code word for you is grand. So what you're going to do, head to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter the code word grand along with your information for your chance to win CTV, Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. And we will only have 2 days left of the code word, so make sure you tune in Thursday and Friday for your chance to win. Good luck to everybody. Well, if you have a milestone, we want you to celebrate it with us. Send us your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 and under, or 100 or more, or some wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do, email us your Morning Ottawa milestones at ctv.ca, and we will make sure to get that announcement on air for you or your family members. Taking a peek through our Skycam on George Street, there is a little sunshine poking through. Not too cool, not too warm. Fall moody vibe is in full effect. Stay with us, everybody. It is 7:55 on your Wednesday. It's Wednesday, October 22nd.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
A concerning Auditor General's report about the Canada Revenue Agency's call centers and the quality of information that Canadians are receiving.
Ottawa Public Health is warning of a possible measles exposure after members of an Ottawa family contracted the virus.
And one of Canada's biggest youth hockey tournaments is celebrating its 25th birthday. We'll tell you more about that coming up. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning and welcome to Your Morning Ottawa. Happy Wednesday. I am Melissa Lamb.
And I'm Will Aiello. We have much to get through the next hour, so we're going to start with our news headlines right away. A major watchdog is shining a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency. The Auditor General revealing that not only are wait times climbing at call centers, but most Canadians who do manage to get through are provided with inaccurate information. For individuals asking personal tax questions, the report finds the responses from CRA agents or just accurate 17% of the time. Employees were better at addressing business tax or benefit questions, providing accurate information about 54% of the time. As for the wait times, callers should expect to spend on average 31 minutes on hold, nearly double the amount compared to last year. The CRA service standard is to answer calls within 15 minutes, something the report found happens just 18% of the time. And to complete this report, the Auditor General's office placed more than 150 test calls to the CRA between February and May of this year.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
Last month, the Minister of Finance set a 100-day timeline for the CRA to address call center delays. Since then, the agency says there has been improvement with call wait times decreasing. The CRA is piloting a new AI chatbot which operates much like ChatGPT. It's also using a virtual chatbot that doesn't use generative AI to answer at least some of the questions.
A warning from Ottawa Public Health about possible measles exposure after an Ottawa family contracted the virus. 5 residents, all related, have confirmed measles infections. They visited 2 churches in Ottawa and may have exposed others to the virus. Those who were at St. Clement Parish and St. Anne Church on Sunday, October 12th, are asked to monitor for symptoms, as well as anyone who was at St. George's Parish between Monday, September 28th and October 2nd.
We're now up to 10 cases that we've seen in Ottawa this year, but we've seen very little, if any, spread within Ottawa, which is a good sign that our measles vaccination rates are high and they're protecting the community. So the risk is low. People should always be cautious in ensuring that their vaccinations are up to date.
Dr. Arneson says he wouldn't call this an outbreak. He also says those 2 doses of the measles vaccine are the best defense against the virus.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will address the country in prime time tonight on Canada's plan to build a stronger economy.
One of our core elements of our strategy is diversifying trade. That's why we're going to Asia. You saw the Indonesian trade deal. We're in talks with ASEAN, which is a group of countries that I'm meeting with in Kuala Lumpur, and then more broadly at APEC, including with China.
Carney confirms there is a possibility for a new sectoral tariff deal with the United States by the end of this month, but is cautioning against being overly optimistic. Carney and his cabinet have been in ongoing discussions with U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration for months. Carney has also signaled that it is highly unlikely any country will come away from talks with the United States with an entirely tariff-free deal. Instead, Canada is hoping to secure deals on specific sectors, including steel, aluminum, copper, autos, and lumber. Carney will speak at 7:30 this evening. Canada's inflation rate increased to 2.4% in September, shifting attention to the Bank of Canada and its next interest rate decision later this month. Statistics Canada says the consumer price index rose due to a mixture of smaller drops in the price of gasoline and a 4% increase in food prices. Many economists are expecting the central bank to cut its prime rate by 1/4 point on October 29th.
Visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new event center in Northside Stands at TD Place as part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. It's part of the proposed plan to help pay for the $419 million build. A city report recommends raising the tax by 1%, with $2 million going towards the Lansdowne 2.0 project. The city manager calling the increase a new source of funding. Business leaders agree with using the tax to support Lansdowne, but critics say of the project, out-of-towners should not be footing the $419 million price tag. Here's what the mayor of Ottawa had to say.
So the funds from the room tax go towards our marketing efforts and building better tourism infrastructure in our city. And Lansdowne Park is an important piece of tourism infrastructure in our city. We have events there like the World Curling Championships, the World Junior Hockey Championships.
If the report is approved, the increase would take effect January 1st.
A new report shows how much you need to earn to afford a home here in the capital. According to ratehub.ca, homebuyers needed an average income of $134,500 in September, down just $500 from what we had in August. Both the average home price and the mortgage rate decreased last month. The report calculates the average income required to buy a home with a 10% down payment and a 25-year amortization.
Well, if you're still riding the high of Oasis Live 25 tour, now is your chance to pick up some Oasis memorabilia.
It's the biggest Oasis collection of music memorabilia to ever come to market anywhere in the world.
So the sale is expected to make more than $5.5 million. Among the 150 items, handwritten lyrics and instruments, including Noel Gallagher's 1960 Red Gibson guitar, which Liam famously damaged during a bust-up on stage back in 2009.
Oh, they think that guitar could sell for as much as, get this, $937,000.
Oh my goodness. Almost $1 million. Couldn't be $1 million though. It just has to be
just under.
Just short of that.
And I mean, there are definitely diehard Oasis fans. I know a few friends of ours in our building didn't even just go to one show. They went to double shows.
Which is crazy too. Obviously a great experience. I saw Oasis way back when they were here. I don't think it was the Canadian Tire Center at that point, though, but they did put on a really good show, and I bet you one of our producers, Cassie, if she had the moolah, she would put in a bid for that guitar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she just asked if we want to buy it for her. Also out of my price range.
Yeah, sorry, we already have to buy our director, Steve, some Jays tickets, Cassie, so this will have to be second in line.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? I mean, if you have the money, why not? That'd make a really cool display case, or as you like to say, you would play with it.
Yeah, there's no way that that would just be, like, hung up. If it was the piano, I'd be playing it all the time.
Yeah, I don't know how to play instruments, so it would just be on display in my house. In our forecast today, we're seeing some spotty showers this morning, and that will continue into the afternoon. Currently sitting at around 8 degrees here in the city. 6 in Ottawa, 9 in Montreal, 4 in Cornwall this hour. So here's a look at those spotty showers. That's what we will continue to see kind of off and on throughout the day ahead, about 5 millimeters in total. Most of the rain happening between 8 and about 5 p.m. this afternoon, but then still some lingering spotty showers possible this evening, overnight, and then over the next few days as well. Regional highs for today, 12 degrees for us here in the city, very average conditions for this time of the year, and similar throughout the region, 10 for Pembroke as well as in Bancroft. 13 is the high in the Seaway today, 10 as well in Petawawa. 11 for Kitigan Zibi. So temperatures all in the low double digits. In your forecast for the next couple of days, a chance of those scattered showers today and through Friday. The weekend looking nice and dry and sunny, but cooler temps slightly below the norm. There are some lane reductions heading north on the 416 at Roger Stevens until Prince of Wales. That is causing delays. Eastbound on the 417, we're seeing some buildup beginning around Woodruff until Bronson. Westbound on the Queensway also experiences delays at Hunt Club through Parkdale. Heading west on the 174, delays starting at 10th line through Montreal Road this morning.
Well, coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, celebrating 25 years. We'll tell you more about Bell Capital Cup's big birthday coming up next after the break. Our guest is standing by nice and cozy in the CTV Your Morning Lazy Boy Lounge, and I see the trophy there. Have I hoisted it in the past, Melissa?
Oh, I think so.
Ooh, we'll have to wait to find out. See if I get my hands back on that bad boy. Here's a look through our Centennial Glass sky cam, and not as moody as it was this morning, and some sunshine promised by Melissa, but into the weekend. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Good morning, everybody. This morning, we welcome Mark Slubin, the general manager of one of the largest minor hockey tournaments in the world. It's the Bell Capital Cup. They are celebrating a beautiful 25th anniversary of the tournament this year. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, Will. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I came so close back in my day to hoisting this trophy. Lost in the finals, so I can't pick it up. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I'd like to say you have another opportunity, but you can't go back in time, right?
It's way in the past, but it's so amazing. 25 years celebrating. Anything special planned for this big anniversary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Number one, it's one of the largest tournaments we've had in years. It's been over a decade. We've got over 270 teams already taking part in this year's tournament. We've got a couple more spots left. But it's with the 25th anniversary, it's going to be something special. We're starting off with going online and having a 25th anniversary all-star team. We want everybody to go online, bellcapitalcup.ca, vote for your favorite NHL stars that have played through the tournament. I know you never made the NHL, but last night you might have seen guys like Connor McDavid and Shane Pinto and Nick Cousins. They all played in this tournament back in the day. A handful of them had won the championship themselves with the Bell Capital Cup. And we want to know who's going to be named the All-Star team. And then at our opening ceremonies, where we'll have a couple thousand people from around the world take part in the opening ceremonies of Bell Capital Cup, we'll be announcing that team, and we have lots of activities there and hockey fest. It's a huge party on and off the ice.
And that's what makes it so special. You know, you have people like Connor McDavid that have participated in this local event, and you see where that catapults them in this world.
Yeah.
So many different teams, so many different players organized, and you talk about how many teams. So how many teams are actually in this tournament?
Yeah, 272 as of yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
So we'll have around 300 at the end of the day. We have a few spots left. All of our AAA, AA, minor A, single A, you know, the B teams, a house league, all the way from U10, U13, sledge hockey, you know, 19 different divisions. So it's a massive tournament. Yeah.
And what do you believe makes the Bell Capital Cup so special? Because it's known, I think, it's not just here in Ottawa, not Ontario, but really nationwide.
Yeah. Well, internationally.
Yeah.
Across this country, across the United States, and internationally, we've had teams from dozens and dozens of countries take part. This year, obviously, Canada, United States, teams from all over the states. But we have Austria, Kazakhstan, Japan, Hong Kong. And that's just to name a few that are taking part in the tournament. So it's a real neat experience just for the, you know, we have obviously a number of teams coming from Ottawa. They get to interact with these kids, right? Whether it's on the ice, if they get a chance to play them, or at Hockey Fest, Quench Hydration Hockey Fest in the Sensplex in the Field House, where we got all those activities, the pin trading that goes on. It's a big deal. And from what I understand, you've had your experiences with that.
I most certainly have, and you know, one of my best friends to this day is Jonathan McDonald. Alan J. McDonald is a Sportsplex #2, what it's named after. So it really holds.
This trophy is the Alan J. McDonald Trophy.
So it really holds a special place in my heart, which is so amazing. And I think it's really cool to be a part of something so special that goes well beyond the city.
Yeah.
Something really cool this year too for some of the first 100 teams that registered.
Yeah. The first 100 local teams, we're almost there. Bell has offered 20 tickets complimentary to an Ottawa Senators game. There's a few different options that they have. So all those teams, or the first 100 that are from the area, Gatineau, Ottawa area, and that register and pay, then we've got tickets to go to a Sens game. So, I mean, just that alone is, you know, when you look at the registration fee, that's pretty sweet, right?
It's so amazing, Mark. Congratulations, because 25 years is something that is so incredible, and it impacts so many people, right? This has such a large reach, and it goes even to this day. It's still some of my best memories that I can remember playing here for the Nepean Raiders. So really appreciate your time this morning.
Well, thank you for having me on, Will.
Well, coming up a little bit later on, we are giving away today's code word, because we have your chance to give you $20,000. And why wait? Why don't we just give you the code word right now? Imagine what you could do. The Sens tickets, maybe you could take part in the Bell Canada Classic Cup and get your hands on this beautiful trophy. I couldn't do it. I got so close. Today's code word is grand. What you want to do, head over to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca, or on the right side of your TV screen or your tablet or your phone, you'll see that QR code. Enter your name with the code word for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to tune in tomorrow and then Friday, and then that's it. The contest is over. Good luck to everybody. Well, Melissa, over to you.
Well, we are here in our Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge, and coming up, we're going to talk about some simple changes you can make this season to refresh your space. We have Zainab Adawi here from Lazy Boy, and she'll be having that conversation with us coming up next.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sanaya Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
We are talking about how you can refresh your space for a new season, and we have Zainab Badawi here from Lazy Boy to tell us how she revamped our Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa. How are you?
I am so good, and we just want to say we love our new space because you've revamped it a little bit. Can you tell us about some of the changes you made here in our Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge?
Yeah, of course. So the first vibe was more having the area more industrial, have that Baywar market, and we just wanted to give it a new, refresh, brighter look to give it a nice, more trendy vibe and a little bit more brighter. So we just changed the color scheme and give it a more of a modern, a more colorful and easy to accessorize vibe versus like a specific trend.
So we're looking at the old photos of how it used to look, and you can see the couches have changed, the chairs have changed. So tell us about the couch switch you've made, because you swapped out a brown leather couch for this beautiful color.
So that's the Tahoe. It comes in a form of a sectional. We did that nice sofa out of it. Just have a beautiful, nice modern arms. And that fabric, although we want it to go lighter, but we want it to be practical. So that's a great eye-clean material that is stain resistant, and it goes very well with almost everything. So anytime you want to change accessories, the colors like kind of go everything.
Yeah.
And one of the fears was like we want to go light, but we don't want it to fight with the shiplap. So that was like darker enough to make a pop. And of course, the pillows and the textures add the nice layers to make a buffer.
The texture in this material is absolutely stunning. And I think people get nervous going lighter in a very, used area, but your fabrics are so great for, stain resistant and living the test of time.
And it's very important to people to look at like what is it made from and how the weave of the fabric and how does it handle actual everyday things. Although you can go lighter and fun and more trendy. And the leather was another element.
Let's talk about these chairs. These are stunning. And I was asking him, like, what material is this? Because it almost looks suede, but you were saying it's actually, in fact, leather.
Yeah, so that's a real leather. This is the Maiva chair. It's a beautiful, modern swivel chair, super modern. This leather is a great matte hand. So it takes away the feel of sitting on a cold material. A lot of people fear leather because of how the shiny vibe feel.
I have to test it out, okay,
of
this
course.
morning. This is very cozy. I feel like if I actually lay down, I wouldn't wake up.
And
it's
when you
so
touch it, it's like a beautiful soft hand, like a fabric, but it's have that leather vibe. The look is great, and of course, nothing beat leather in terms of quality.
Yeah, and tell us about this color too, because it's such a beautiful color.
So the teals are a big trend 2026. It's coming back strong, and you're gonna see it everywhere. So we want it, and it's still a beautiful neutral, so it's a timeless color, and super easy to accessorize with any type of accessories, either seasonal or daily basis. And we tied it up with the textures.
I can see you've pulled that color into the couch as well with some great accessories. So is that how you kind of combine the look to make it more uniform?
It's very important to add that color somewhere else in the house, either in your art or layers and the textures to give the connection and make it look coordinated.
Okay, and I have to ask about these cute little seasonal accessories that we are seeing that really just add a nice little element to your cozy space.
Of course, this has been a beautiful inspiration fall season for me. The colors outside is gorgeous. So just want to give a big tip. So when you want to change for seasonal, just don't be afraid of, like, you don't have to bring all the fall colors into the house if it doesn't allow you. You can just pick accessories that have the vibe of the space itself and keep that warmer vibe in it. Just play with textures between fabric, textile, and more knitted stuff and ceramics.
Yeah, and it's nice because you are mixing so many textures here between the pumpkins and even the beaded work that we're seeing on this display.
Yeah, so that kind of bring all the colors of 2026 in, from the terry tocca to the teal to the off-white, and the sheen add a really nice layer to make the accessories pop.
What's some great advice for someone who's looking to refresh their space and doesn't want to spend a ton of money?
So when you design your space originally, you want to keep your colors more neutrals and easy to work with. And then it's very easy to just swipe your pillows, your artwork, and the shape of the tables. If you have a big surface of table, it allows you to bring different accessories to give you a new look. It's amazing how accessories change a vibe without spending so much money on changing the vibe.
It's true.
But the base have to be correct for that. Sometimes if you go like a big red sofa, it's harder to refresh so much colors around, but when you're neutral, you can do a lot of nice refresh looks.
And of course, you are so talented. You have such an eye for style and putting things all together.
Thank
you.
For
people at home saying, I wouldn't know how to put this together, where can they find you for that help?
So I'm based in Canada, Lazy Boy, and every store in Ottawa have a full-time designer that can work with. So come and look at our furniture and book an appointment with the designer. We can come to your house, measure, and give you a great presentation and make your dream come true and give you exactly that feel. Bring a homey feel every day that you can feel cozy and invited and entertained.
Well, we love our new refreshed space, so thank you so much for putting so much effort into it. And now here is your TSN must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And for this one, we are taking a trip to Oklahoma City. It is the Thunder and Rockets tipping off a new NBA season. Third quarter here, Andrew Wiggins takes flight, just throws down a monstrous slam. The 6'5" guard putting the 6'10" Clint Capella on a poster, and Wiggins delivering possibly a Dunk of the Year candidate on opening night, no less. That right there, your must-see moment. Flying in style. Meanwhile, Wednesday on TSN, we've got an NBA doubleheader for you. First up, it's the Cavs taking on the Knicks. That is followed up by the Spurs and Mavs. Coverage all begins 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
And coming up in your morning kitchen, feast your eyes on some delicious soups and salad combinations. Very hearty for fall. Of course, Christine Snow is here, and she's going to give us all the details on how you can also make them at home. Smells absolutely delicious in here. Here's a live look at our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. It's a bit of a gray start to your day. We're seeing cloudy conditions and a few scattered showers into our afternoon.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville. Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Melissa Lamb.
And I'm Will Aiello, and I have to say, one of my highlights so far from being moved back home was I got to attend my first Ottawa Senators game last night at the CTC at home for the first time in I don't know how long.
So you got to wear your Sens jersey and not be booed, basically.
First time in at least 6 or 7 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I actually went to game 1 when they played the Leafs in Toronto, and I think I was one of, no joke, about maybe 20 Sens fans in the arena. And that wasn't a very good game for us. And,
I'm sure there were more. I'm sure they were just, not braiding the jersey quite like you were.
Incognito. They didn't want to show their true Sens spirit in the enemy territory. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the win, but many more games to come. We're going to start with our news headlines and a spotlight on the Canada Revenue Agency as the Auditor General revealing that not only are wait times climbing at call centers, but most Canadians who do manage to get through are provided with inaccurate information. For individuals asking personal tax questions, the report finds the responses from CRA agents were just accurate 17% of the time. Employees were better at addressing business tax or benefits questions, providing accurate information about 54% of the time. As for the wait times, callers should expect, on average, 31 minutes on hold, nearly double the amount of time compared to just 1 year ago. The CRA service standard is to answer calls within 15 minutes, something the report found happens just 18% of the time. To complete the report, the Auditor General's office placed more than 150 test calls at the CRA between February and May of this year.
And in a system where Canadians have to voluntarily fill out their tax returns, I think they should expect to reach CRA and get accurate information.
Last month, the Minister of Finance set a 100-day timeline for the CRA to address call center delays, and since then, the agency says there has been improvement with wait times officially decreasing. The CRA is piloting a new AI chatbot which operates much like ChatGPT. It also uses a virtual chatbot that doesn't use generative AI to answer some questions.
A warning from Ottawa Public Health about possible measles exposure after an Ottawa family contracted the virus. 5 residents, all related, have confirmed measles infections. They visited 2 churches in Ottawa and may have exposed others to the virus. Those who were at St. Clement Parish and St. Anne Church on Sunday, October 12th, are asked to monitor for symptoms, as well as anyone else who was at St. George's Parish between Monday, September 28th and October 2nd.
We're now up to 10 cases that we've seen in Ottawa this year, but we've seen very little, if any, spread within Ottawa, which is a good sign that our measles vaccination rates are high and they're protecting the community. So the risk is low, but people should always be cautious in ensuring that their vaccinations are up to date.
Dr. Arneson says he wouldn't call this an outbreak. He also says those 2 doses of the measles vaccines are the best defense against the virus.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will address the country in prime time tonight on Canada's plan to build a stronger economy.
You know, one of our core elements of our strategy is diversifying trade. That's why we're going to Asia. You saw the Indonesian trade deal. We're in talks with ASEAN, which is a group of countries that I'm meeting with in Kuala Lumpur, and then more broadly at APEC, including with China.
Carney confirms there is a possibility for a new sectoral tariff deal with the United States by the end of the month, but is cautioning against being overly optimistic. Carney and his cabinet have been in ongoing discussions with U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration for months. Carney has also signaled that it is highly unlikely any country will come away from talks with the United States with an entirely tariff-free deal. Instead, Canada is hoping to secure deals on specific sectors, including steel, aluminum, copper, autos, and lumber. Carney will speak at 7:30 this evening.
Visitors to Ottawa could be helping to pay for the new event center and Northside stands at TD Place, part of the Lansdowne 2.0 project. It's part of the proposed plan to help pay for the $419 million build. A city report recommends raising the tax by 1%, with $2 million going towards the Lansdowne 2.0 project. The city manager calling the increase a new source of funding. Business leaders agree with using the tax to support Lansdowne, but critics of the project say out-of-towners should not be footing the $419 million price tag. Here's what the mayor of Ottawa had to say.
So the funds from the room tax go towards our marketing efforts and building better tourism infrastructure in our city. And Lansdowne Park is an important piece of tourism infrastructure in our city. We have events there like the World Curling Championships, the World Junior Hockey Championships.
If the report is approved, the increase would take effect January 1st. One summer staple of living in Prince Albert is this.
There's a core group that are consistent in coming out, but we've also got a number of new players showing up each week, and as the word spreads, more people get interested.
Well, this is cool. Cornhole players have started a league of their own in the city. It's brand new this fall and saves all the dedicated players from long trips to Regina and Saskatoon.
The league first got together in September and has been meeting every Thursday since.
So that's how you know that true corn players, they said, we want a league, we want to play, so they just did it themselves.
And how are you at the game?
Pardon me?
How are you at the game?
Actually, not too bad.
Oh, good.
We have it at the cottage, at our family cottage.
Oh, so
and
you practice.
It's one that we would play. It's not too regularly, but I feel like it's one of those ones, just like, you know, the good old beer pong days. So it was always, pretty good at those.
So you have a little advantage.
Yeah, I think it was more the beer pong back in the college days that actually got me better at cornhole.
Oh, well, aren't you lucky? I'm terrible at it. We've had it on the show a few times, and I'm not very good.
Yeah, but you know what would happen is if we were to play on the show,
I would win.
You
yes,
would win. You'd
because I have that
time.
secret competitive edge that I don't show, and then I just secretly nail it.
Each and every time that we do this. You know what? You head off because there's some delicious food out there in the kitchen. I'll get weather for this time.
All right,
good
sounds
trade.
good.
Look at that.
Here you go.
That's what happens when you lose cornhole. Then you have to do the weather forecast as Melissa gets to taste some good food. Now it's all fun. Taking a peek at the forecast through today, so double digits, not far off from what we typically see this time of year. Nowhere close, though, to setting one of those daytime high records, 26.5, back in 1979. Sunshine rose at 7:28 not too long ago, sets at 6:04 this evening. Now, if you've noticed over the last couple of days, we've definitely seen a chance for some precipitation, still a chance for some showers continuing throughout the late morning into this afternoon, about another 5 5 millimeters expected. The chance for some thunderstorms popping up, potentially arriving too. As we get into the evening window and cruise through Thursday, the chance starts to diminish, at least here in the capital, but we still have a chance for some showers arriving into the morning. It's really not until tomorrow afternoon where we start to see a clearing of the precipitation and that beautiful sunshine will be making a return. And take a look at that Friday. I know many of us, if we have, we'll say, emptied the entire wallets, maybe we're taking a trip to the GTA to cheer on the Blue Jays for that game number 1, or just going down to be there in the atmosphere itself. Still a chance for some showers on your commute Friday morning. As we start getting into the afternoon, it clears way. So depending on what time you leave, you just might see a little bit of a wet drive on your route down. Taking a look at some daytime high values for your Wednesday. 12 in Ottawa as well as Kemptville. We are double digits in Kingston and Trenton, sharing 12 degrees. 10 in Petawawa and 12 in Tremblant and Montreal, with a chance for some showers and maybe some thunderstorms continuing on. Over the next several days, really over the next 72 hours, we are seeing a chance for some showers. It starts to diminish as we get closer and closer towards that Friday, but it comes at a cost as we lose a few degrees on our daytime high values. Overnight lows getting close towards that freezing mark. So Friday into the weekend, we do have some cooler mornings ahead, but really the afternoons aren't getting as warm, but at least that beautiful sunshine will be making a return.
Weather brought to you by Yegendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
And on your roads this hour, some things to let you know of. Some traffic disruptions southbound on Scott Street due to Parkdale due to a disabled vehicle. There are also some lane reductions heading north on the 416 at Roger Stevens until Prince of Wales. That is certainly causing some delays in that area. Switching eastbound on the 417, seeing some buildup beginning around the 416 split until about Bronson. Now westbound on the Queensway, experiencing delays beginning at Hunt Club until Parkdale. Continuing on, heading west on the 174, seeing some delays starting at 10th line until about Montreal Road.
Just because it's getting cooler out, it doesn't mean you have to store away those salads until spring. There are some ways you can make them a little heartier for fall. Christine Snow from Foodland Ontario is here with some great ideas for us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
First of all, it smells absolutely delicious in here, and I'm just loving all these gorgeous colors. Today, you're going to show us how to kind of make those salads transition into the fall season.
Into the fall, exactly. I know. Well, there's so much available right now, you know, and so I get really excited when I go to the farmer's market and I kind of get so much, and then I think, oh, what am I going to do with all this?
Okay.
And in these 3 simple recipes, we're seeing like over 10 fruits and veggies that are available all season, and some of them all year.
Okay.
So this, we're going to assemble this salad, which is a roasted vegetable and farro salad. And what I love about this is, first of all, it's so nutritious, it's so colorful and beautiful, but it's also sort of simple. So you just roast all your vegetables. You make, I brought this because this is kind of an unusual veggie. It's called a celeriac or celery root, and it looks like this. So it is in the family of celery, but it doesn't look at all like celery.
What does it taste
it
like?
tastes more like a turnip or a parsnip, and once it's roasted, it's really, really sweet.
Beautiful.
And the thing about this salad is it makes a huge amount, so you can use it as a side, but then it's really, really great as a leftover. So it'd be great for food prepping and eating as a lunch sort of throughout the week. It lasts for a really long time in the fridge.
Okay, so what's the dressing
we're going to assemble
make with
the
this?
dressing. It's quite a standard dressing, but what elevates it is the roasted garlic. So you roast the garlic with the veggies, and you just squish the garlic. I know, right?
Sold
right
out
there.
roasted garlic.
I know. And then we're going to add some apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
Okay, and some maple syrup, some Dijon, and a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
And basically, I brought a whisk today.
Yeah.
But when I made it at home, I used the emulsion blender.
Oh,
I thought
so
it might be a bit
pulses the
messy
garlic.
on TV,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
But when you use the emulsion blender or the immersion blender, it emulsifies everything and makes it kind of creamy and delicious.
So the garlic breaks up a little better than being in chunks.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then just to assemble the salad, we've got the roasted veggies. They just get tossed into a beautiful platter. We're going to add kale and radicchio for more nutrition and more color.
And the color.
Yeah, and just toss a little bit of dressing on there. And after you've got all the veggies mixed together, we just add some goat cheese. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add the farro.
Okay.
Yeah, the farro is just a beautiful, nutty, chewy grain. And if you don't have farro, you could use brown rice or you could use quinoa. We're going to top it with some goat cheese. This is also an Ontario goat cheese.
Beautiful.
So we do want to remember to shop locally, support our local farmers and our local businesses. And these are just sort of an elevated pumpkin seed. If you don't have time to toast your pumpkin seeds with spices and things like that, just put on some pumpkin seeds.
So healthy for you as well, pumpkin seeds.
So healthy, yes.
Okay,
and then that's the finished product.
Look at how beautiful that is.
It's so pretty, and you know when you see all those colors, there's so much nutrition.
Absolutely.
You know? I think there's
gorgeous.
At least 10 veggies in there. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Stunning. Okay, let's get to the soup quickly because you were teaching me something earlier on how to add a little protein to our creamy soups.
I love this soup so much. It's a creamy curried parsnip and carrot soup.
Beautiful.
And it's the simplest soup to make at home. You're just going to simmer all your veggies. Well, basically your 3 veggies. Once it's simmered, you add the silken tofu and again use your immersion blender.
Okay.
And the tofu, I've not used that in soup before, but it actually makes the soup creamy. Yeah. So really rich and delicious, but it also adds so much protein to the soup.
I love that idea. I was telling you I find it hard to make these protein filled, so that's such a great simple idea.
Such a good idea. And if you've got a vegan or a vegetarian in your family and you want to elevate their protein, I'm always making soup for my mom, and I'm always thinking, how can I make this even more nutritious and more protein packed? Yeah.
And all these recipes are available on Foodland Ontario.
Yes, and lots more, hundreds more.
Like this beet one that we didn't get to, but you know what? You can head to the website if you're interested to learn more about this beet, apple, and dill salad, which looks absolutely divine. Thank you, Christine, for joining us today. And of course, if you have an idea for us in our morning kitchen, we would love to hear from you. Maybe you're a local chef or a restaurant. Email us yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Here's a look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning, and it is still a great day outside. We could see those clouds rolling through, so that little bit of sunshine we saw earlier kind of gone for the rest of the day. Scattered showers on the way as well.
Ask the Expert, brought to you by O.J. Hollingsworth.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Ask the Expert. We want your questions for O.J. Hollingsworth. You can call us live by cell phone, 613-789-6559, extension 2803, if you have some questions on today's topic. You can also email us, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We would love to have you. It is time for Ask the Expert this morning. Brenda Hollingsworth is here from O.J. Hollingsworth to talk about what you need to know about the rules when it comes to the basics, but we were just talking about this, how people don't know.
They do not know.
And it's simple between your left turns and your right turns. So if you have any questions about your left or right turns while driving, email us your questions, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. And first, let's talk about the left turns.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're driving straight and there's a car coming from the left side on the left turn lane, do you need to be aware, are you liable at all if something happens if you're just going straight?
Yeah, so almost always the car going straight has the right of way. But you still have to be aware. There can be, and there often is, contributory negligence on the car that's going straight. And that surprises a lot of people, right? So what would amount to contributory negligence? Speed is the #1 factor. So if you are going, if you're going 5 kilometers over the speed limit, you're probably going to be okay. But anything above that, you start to get into a contributory negligence risk. And if it's a serious enough left turn accident, we often have that data. We often get it's called the airbag module, even though it has nothing to do with your airbags. It's like the black box for the car.
Oh, okay.
We almost always get that now in a serious left turn accident. So we're going to know how fast you're going and how fast the other guy was going.
I was just going to ask you, how do you determine that? Because if you're over that 5 kilometers an hour, how would you know unless you have the radar? So that's how.
So the black box, the other thing is now, at least in the city, most major intersections do have traffic cameras. Those aren't perfect for determining speed, but our engineers can do a lot. Maybe not between 5 and 6 kilometers over, but once you get sort of 10 or, they certainly know if you're going 10 kilometers over. So you're going to be found out if you're going fast. The other thing is, are the lights changing? So if it's a yellow light and you decide to gun it through, it's going to kind of depend. Are you over the line when it's turning yellow, or
Right.
are you, where are you? Because that left turn vehicle, if he or she's in the intersection waiting to turn, they're watching the lights too, right? They're trying to beat the red, and so there can be contributory negligence there too on the car that you would think has the right of way.
And before we go to break and go on the other side, with the right side, I have to ask you, if you're in the left lane,
yeah,
and then you're up a little bit,
yeah,
and you're kind of tilted, and then it
yeah,
starts going yellow, red, what are you supposed to do, or are you not supposed to creep up?
Well, I mean, I think you are supposed to creep up, right? You're supposed to move straight. Now, we tell people, don't turn your wheel, though, because if you get hit from behind, you're going to get pushed into traffic. So pull up, stay straight, and then, go when it's free to go. If the light turns yellow, watch for oncoming cars, because that is one of the most serious types of accidents we have, is where that left turn car is waiting, the light's turning red, and they make the turn. Very serious.
And you can see a lot of people, too, that are coming from the other side. That's when they try to speed up, maybe, to catch the light.
It's a perfect storm.
And if you're on that side, you really don't want to be caught in that situation. Okay, so that's discussing our left turns. When we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about right turns. If you have a question about this, and again, I know it might seem simple, but left turns, right turns, you see it all the time. Send us your questions for OJ Hollingsworth. You can call us. The number is right there. Or if you don't want to call in, you just want to write an emailed question, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. We will be right back with Brenda.
Ask the Expert, brought to you by OJ Hollingsworth.
So we are about to continue the conversation with Ask the Expert with OJ Hollingsworth. If you would like to get in touch with them from any reason, maybe it's on today's topic or anything that you might have questions on, here's their contact information. You can call them 613-233-4529. You can also email them info@ahinjurylaw.com. Their website is out right there, 1443 Woodruff Avenue and 304 O'Connor Street, if you would like to get in touch with OJ Hollingsworth. We talked about left turns. Now we're going to take our focus onto right turns. So, and I know we've talked about this before the break, that it's so simple, but what are the most common accidents that you see when it comes to right turns?
Yeah, right turns, the people who are vulnerable are cyclists and pedestrians predominantly. So car is, maybe they stop, maybe they don't stop, they do a right turn and they don't realize that either there's a bike coming up alongside them or there's someone in the crosswalk. And we have had some real tragedies from right turns.
And I feel like when you do drive, right, if you're not kind of peeking your shoulder and you're just looking for cars, like those, like the bikes or other vehicles, especially motorized vehicles that are in that lane that maybe they're not supposed to, they're kind of cruising down that line. And if you don't do that quick right check, that's when you can get into some serious trouble.
Well, that's it. And if you're looking, if for some reason there's traffic coming from the other direction, and so you're looking there as you do your right turn and you're not looking in the crosswalk, of course you have to check there, but your last check has to be the crosswalk.
Okay.
And, you know, there, it's very unlikely that you're going to have contributory negligence. Certainly a pedestrian in a crosswalk, there's very much unlikely to have contributory negligence. A cyclist, maybe a cyclist going from one sidewalk to another, might have some contributory negligence because you're not supposed to be on the sidewalk, but it's going to be minor. The driver is going to have the lion's share of the responsibility for that accident, and it's, you know, it's probably going to be bad, right? Those accidents are bad. So really, turn to the right. Last place you look, in the crosswalk.
It's just always the best to be as precautious as you possibly could. And I think a big component part about this too is distracted driving, right? If you're looking at something. So just on your right turns, on your left turns, no matter what you're doing, be focused out on the roads because you can be liable in any situation.
Yeah, if you're gonna text and drive, don't do it in an intersection. Don't do it at all, but really don't do it in an intersection. Going straight, turning, don't do it in an intersection.
Yeah.
It's just basic, keep everybody alive.
Yeah, that's always what we want to do. Brenda from OJ Hollingsworth, we always really appreciate your time, especially with questions like this that many people are asking but not know the answer to.
Right. Thanks so much.
Well, that does all of us on the show today, but make sure you tune in tomorrow. We have James Duthie on the program. A brand new book coming out. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.